everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, I am Tiamo, and this channel we all about growth, self-development things, um if anything about anything that is to help you develop and become better as a person. I'm all about that. Okay, so I just wanted to discuss today. Um, Please don't mind me driving. So I'm from work and I drive a long distance from work to home. Commuting to work, it's a long distance on its own, and added to it, then you have traffic. Okay, but I decided I need to do this so that I can put as many videos for you guys as possible, so that I do not lose you guys, because when I get home as well, I'm a mother, I have kids. I need to check my kids' schoolwork. I need to also prepare dinner, prepare some of supper for the family. So it's a bit hectic, and then afterwards I'm obviously exhausted. I also have things that I like to do, for myself. Besides YouTube, I also like to read. So I read my novels. I also want to unwind from the day, reflect how the day went, reflect as well for the next day, plan for my next day, how I would want my day to go, and it's so important to do that, because if you don't get an opportunity to do that, you will just drift in life, so you'll find yourself doing something for 10 years, 20 years, and you're not going anywhere. You're still in the same position, same everything, constant. There's no level of growth, there's no direction whatsoever. So you're basically just drifting in life, and lost time you can never regain, so it's so important for you to take the time out to reflect on what you're currently doing, reflect on the previous year, your days as well. I think the whole reflecting on your life and whatnot, when it comes to January, for example, the beginning of the year, people tend to do it. Maybe you're reflecting on the year before, and sitting down and saying, for this year, this is how my year turned out, these are the results I obtained from the previous year, but then not realizing that you actually had the power to change how your year is going to end had you reflected during the year, had you taken the time out each day or weekly or monthly, no matter how many times you want to do it, reflecting, and then you realize that maybe there's an area whereby you're not making a choice, or there's no direction whatsoever. It's not like you know where you're going, you're just drifting in life, and that's a very dangerous position to be in. That is also one of the tactics that the devil actually uses, to let you drift by in life. No direction, no sense of measuring your progress. I mean, you can't just go by in life and there's no growth, there's no way you're going. And unfortunately as well, I meant to say, the way things are in life, right? The way the system is built now, in terms of going to school, coming now, when you're done with school, going to work and whatnot, it's so easy to drift. It's so easy to become a drifter. So it's very, very important that you actually take the time out to reflect on your life, reflect where you're going. Is that where you want to go? Do you want to see yourself in the same position 5 years or 10 years from now? And if not, what are you doing? What are you doing differently to ensure that you won't find yourself in the same position? It's not about the resolutions that you've written down. It's not about your wishful thoughts. You need to act. You need to act to you need to put in some work, put in some action towards what you want to see. So if you're not satisfied with the current position you are in, invest in seeing to it that you do not find yourself in that position 6 months from now, a year from now, or 2 years from now, no matter what the case is. Otherwise, if you're not doing anything differently from how you've been conducting your life the previous years, you will be where you currently are even next year. You understand? So unless if there's a change, a drastic change that you are going to make and take, you'll find yourself where you are if you're not gonna do that. So put yourself out there, get to work, reflect on your life weekly, daily, reflect on your days, because you do not want to find yourself drifting, like I say. I think as well, working a 9 to 5 job, for example, like I said, it's so easy to drift, it's so easy to just be a drifter and go by in life. So meaning you just take the day as it comes. There's no direction whatsoever. No matter how things are going, you're just okay with it. You just feel like there's nothing you can do. It's like that for everyone. That's how life is for everyone out there. So it's easy for you to just accept how things are, and it also makes it hard to actually try to make any changes, because everyone else around you is also doing the same thing. So you need to be intentional. If you want to see a difference in your life, you need to go out there and be intentional about it, and sit down and say, okay, I need to go out there and meet the people who are actually going after the things that I'm going after. Watch podcasts that will motivate you to actually push and do what you need to do. So yeah, it's all about being intentional. We all have the same hours in a day, 24 hours, whatever the case is. We all have the same hours, but the difference is how intentional we are as people. How intentional we are in achieving certain goals in our lives, or going out there and reaching the type of life that we want to live. So I'm currently reading a book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. And I'm at a portion whereby he's interviewing the devil, who is the devil, trying to understand who is the devil, the tactics the devil uses to ensure that people are stagnant, trapped, or they deviate from their true nature. Because remember, we are built in the image of God. So what the devil is doing basically is making you forget who you are, making you forget how powerful you are. And the devil, in their book as well, is that it's narrated and written saying that the devil is actually the negative thoughts. The devil comes in the form of fear, and that's what keeps most people stuck in life. Fear, basically. So if you have fear to put yourself out there, if you have fear to try new things, other people have fear of failing. So obviously, because you have fear of failing, you will stick to what you know, what you're comfortable with, because you know the end result of it. So you won't want to try anything new, because it puts you in an uncomfortable state. You also do not know the end results. So fear is one thing that you need to get rid of in your life, in your mind. So you need to be intentional about choosing the thoughts that come into your brain. So as I'm saying, that the devil is not like a physical being, but he operates in a physical being, as in he comes in through our thoughts. Hence this year, even in my channel, I'm stretching and stressing this thing, that your mindset, the thoughts you hold, they are so important. If we are built in the image of God, we are co-creators with God. if God's nature is that of creation, we can create. We have the power to create the life that we want to live. You know, we lack nothing. There's abundance in this world. We lack nothing. If God, I mean, from when God created things, He said, let there be. Let there be. Because whatever we want is already there. You know, so He just spoke things into coming into existence. So what I'm trying to say is, for me, He was commanding the light to take its position, commanding darkness to take its position. So everything was there. It was there. He just commanded it to take position. The only thing that was not there was us. So us, as in mankind, as human beings, we were not there. He took time to create us, to mold us, to even breathe His life into us and say, let Him be in my image. You understand how powerful we are, guys? Even when He had to create, so when he obviously had to create Adam first, which is the masculine energy, and then created Eve, which Eve in this case is a woman and coming in as the feminine energy, right? He had to put Adam to sleep when He was creating Eve. You understand how important, guys, we are, you know? And He put us in charge of everything. He put Adam in charge of everything. So we are in this world that God gave us. We ought not to suffer. He said we ought to ask and we will receive. You ought to command what you want and you will have. You will receive it. There is no need for suffering. We lack nothing. That's all I'm saying. We honestly lack nothing. It's just that how things are like build up the system. Obviously when they ate of the fruit that they were not supposed to eat of, that's when the devil came into being. So now we had two dynamics, God and the devil, the positive and the negative, you know. So fear was introduced, shame was introduced in to us, you know, because for example, Adam and Eve were naked. They were naked, and as soon as they ate of the fruit of the good and the bad, the knowledge of knowing good and bad, they hid. They were presently walking with God every day in the garden. They were walking with God. But as soon as they divulged of the fruit that they were not supposed to eat of, shame was introduced to them, you know. They now knew what they didn't know before, knew the bad side of things, the negative side, fear, shame, because they then hid away from God. And when He came into the garden and asked where they are, they said they are hiding. And He asked, why are you hiding? And they said, it's because they are naked. But before then, they were freely walking. You know, they were freely walking in the garden with no knowledge that they are naked or that they need to be shameful of anything. So the devil will come in and try to shame you. The devil will try to come in and shame you as a person. When you have the confidence to try out new things and you want to get out of your bubble and actually explore new grounds, the devil is going to come in and try and say, oh, imagine if people see you trying, you know, imagine if this and this. So shame will be introduced to you. You should not allow it to take over you, you know. So guys, try new things. If you feel like you're not where you want to be, go out there and try other things, try new things, try new business adventures, do something, do something differently from how you've been conducting your life. If you want to have different results or experience a different life, you don't have to just drift by in life. Make a decision, make a choice, and say, this is not it, and you know that's not it. Write down what you want to see and act on it. Like literally, write it down and act on it. Do something, learn a new skill. Start YouTube if you want to start YouTube. Forget about what will people say. People will always say something, and it's not like they have all their ducks in a row as well. So if you're still comfortable gossiping, like, where are you going? Get out there, try new things, learn new skills, do something with your life. There's more out there. We were brought to this life not to suffer. Lack is something that we had to learn. In our true nature and core being, there is no lack. There is no lack. We ought not to lack anything. Whatever we want, we create. When God sat down and said there's something missing, he didn't sit and complain about it and do so. Like, he said and then said there's something missing. Therefore, he went and created Eve. He commanded things to be there. He created Adam and looked at Adam and said, but there's still something that's missing, and went and created it. He didn't wait for someone to come and hand it over to him. He went and created it. If we are built in his image, we are one with him. It means we are creators. We are out to create. We cannot just be. We cannot just be and not do anything. We ought to go out there and create. So therefore, create something, do something. There's so many problems in this world. You just need to find one that you can be a solution to and be a solution to. That's it. Add value where there isn't. You need to be valuable as a person, and that's when you see progress in your life. So if there's nothing that you're doing and there's no value that you're adding and there's nothing that you can offer, there will be no progress in your life. You will just drift through life like it's nothing. And life is so precious for you to waste it like that. Okay? So make time for whatever good that you want to see in your life. We all get the same hours. There is no place whereby they say we are selling time. We are selling time. Therefore, if you don't have money, you're not gonna have time. If that was the case, the world will be so empty. A lot of us will be dead by now. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope the video has some direction. I just went in and shared my thoughts, but I hope you can get something from it. One or two things that you can get from the video, please do so. See you in my next upload.